A few weeks ago, I hosted a webinar about breaking through your excuses and reaching your number one goal. That webinar went great. I had a lot of great feedback, but the thing that surprised me the most was that I got all these emails from people saying that they didn't know what they wanted, saying, I don't know what I want, or I don't know how to create my long-term vision, and I certainly don't know how to break that down to one goal. I don't know how to prioritize my goals. Or people saying, I want my life to be better. I want a better quality of life, but I don't know what that looks like. And if you've ever had any of these questions, or if you've ever felt this way before, or maybe you feel this way right now, then you're not alone, because a lot of people have these questions. A lot of people feel this way. They want a better life, but they just don't know what that means. First, let's start off with why it's important. Why does it matter to have this long-term vision? Or why does it matter to understand what you want? Well, it all comes down to this. Stephen Covey says you have to begin with the end in mind, and everything works backwards from there. Because if you know what you want, it becomes so much easier to get there. Think about these two different athletes. You have a power lifter and a marathon runner. They both look very different. They both can do very different things, and they both have very different training to get to those results. And for you, if you have a goal to be a power lifter, you got to do very different things than if your goal is to be a marathon runner. And whatever your goal is, if you know exactly what you want, it's going to become so much easier to figure out what to do if you understand what that looks like. But if you just have vague goals, if your goal is vague, then all you can expect is vague results. Also, your vision, it should be your rocket fuel. It should be the thing that's getting you out of bed every single day. It should be the thing that's driving you. It's just like Steve Jobs says. He says, if you're working on something exciting that you really care about, you don't have to be pushed. The vision pulls you. Whatever your goal is, whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish, at some point it's going to become challenging. At some point, you're going to hit that wall. And when you hit that wall, you need that fuel. You need that drive to push past that wall and whatever is holding you back. And that is what your vision is about. Also, if you have a clear vision of where you want to go, then it's going to help you to stick with it for the long haul. Because anything that you've ever accomplished that is of some kind of substance, that's actually worth something, it's taken time. And if you just go from one thing to the next, to the next, to the next, and you're not sticking with that one goal, then you're never going to accomplish anything. Accomplishing your goal, accomplishing your number one goal, I'm sorry to tell you this, but it's going to take time. But I can promise you this, if you stick with it, and you're disciplined, and you're dedicated to that goal for the long term, then you are going to turn that dream into your reality. So how do I create my vision? Well, first of all, you got to begin with the end in mind. So let's start with 5 years. Now, we could say 10 years, we could say 20 years, but who knows what you're going to want 10 years from now? Who knows what you're going to want 20 years from now? And I think that those kind of long-term goals, well, I don't know how practical they are. So I like to focus on 5 years. What do you want to accomplish over the next 5 years? What do you want your life to look like 5 years from today? So what I want you to do is after this video, I want you to get out a piece of paper and I want you to brainstorm. This is the time where you have the freedom to dream. There's no wrong answers. There's nothing that should be holding you back. I know that sometimes these things are scary. Sometimes setting this huge goal, it is scary, but I'm telling you right now, you're not committing to anything. All you're doing is just writing things down. So write down the future that you want 5 years from today. What do you want to accomplish 5 years from today? What do you want your life to look like 5 years from today? How about your family and your relationships? How about your health? How about your finances? How about your career? Whatever it is, write those things down. And at the beginning, I just want you to brainstorm. You're not writing in any kind of constructive sentences or anything like that. You're just writing things down. So after you've brainstormed your 5-year vision, I want you to break it down just to one paragraph. Break it all down to one paragraph. And what's going to happen as you're doing this is you're going to have to cut certain things so that you can focus on certain things. When you have a limited amount of space, it's going to help you to understand what is most important to you, because you can accomplish anything, but you can't accomplish everything. So you're going to have to focus, but I'm going to give you that paragraph. You have one paragraph to write down what you want your life to look like in every aspect 5 years from today. Now, after you do that, after you've done that, you're going to break it down even further. And what you're going to do is you're going to break it down to what your life would have to look like 1 year from today in order to be on course for that 5-year vision. So let me be clear here. I'm not talking about writing something completely different. These two things should be in alignment with each other. The 1-year vision is working towards that 5-year vision. So what would your life need to look like 1 year from today to be on course for that 5-year vision? An example is, I have someone that I'm working with that he's working on a career change. And in order to do this career change, he has to go back to school and he's going to get a master's and PhD so he can get the new career that he's looking for. That's going to take quite a few years before that all works together. And that's all a part of his 5-year vision. What does he need to accomplish 1 year from today to be on course for that 5-year vision? Well, he's got to get into graduate school. He has to be in a graduate program. So now he's working towards that. Studying for his GRE, researching all the different programs that he could be a part of, figuring out what he needs to do to apply for those. He might have to do some kind of prereq course in order to get there. He's not sure yet. He's just working on getting to that 1-year vision, which is being in that graduate program. So these two things should go aligned together. So everything with your 1-year vision should all be working towards that 5-year vision. What you're going to notice here is everything is going to be in alignment with each other. So you got your 5-year vision broken down to your 1-year vision. And now from here, now's where we're going to get into your number 1 goal. And I know that this one can be difficult. This one can be challenging because you think about how important all of these things are. But I'm telling you right now, if you try to catch 2 rabbits, you're going to catch none. And I'm not saying that you can't do all the things that you want to do, but I am just saying that you can't do all of the things that you want to do at one time. If you want to accomplish a lot of things, what you need to do is do the next thing, and then do the next thing, and then the next thing. One at a time though, because when you get laser focused on something, that's when great things happen. So what you're going to do to figure out what your number 1 goal is, the top priority is, what's the one thing that's going to have the greatest impact towards getting you to that 1-year vision? And once you've figured that out, now's the time to just focus on that. Get laser focused on that number 1 goal and nothing else. After that, you're going to break it down to, what's my 1-month milestone? What's that thing that I need to accomplish this month? Break that down to your weekly action items. What are the things I need to accomplish this week? And then break that down to, what are my steps for the day? What are the things that I need to do today? And you break it down so small that there's no reason to be overwhelmed anymore. When you just focus on this big goal for 5 years from now, it's so easy to just get completely overwhelmed. And what ends up happening is people just quit and people give up. And I don't want that for you, because whatever your goal is, whatever that vision is, this is something that you've been given. This is something that you've been given by something bigger than you. This is about something bigger than you, and you deserve to reach this goal, whatever that goal is. But if you get bogged down by all the things that you have to do to get there, or you get overwhelmed, what's going to happen is you're going to quit. And so what I want you to do is just break it down and break it down and break it down, and all you need to worry about is what you need to do today. And you know, because you've broken it down, began with the end in mind, just like Stephen Covey taught us. Since you began with the end in mind, everything you're doing today is working towards that 5-year vision. And you don't need to think about what you're going to do today. Now, all you have to do today is think about, what do I need to accomplish today? What are my steps that I need to accomplish today? And the way that you reach a big goal is just by taking those small steps every single day. When you climb to the top of a mountain, it's going to take thousands of steps to get there. But how do you do it? You can't take those thousands of steps at one time. You just take one step at a time, and eventually you get there. And it's amazing when you get to the top. I love hiking. I go hiking a lot. I love going up big mountains. And when I'm on the bottom of that mountain and I'm starting off, I know that sometimes it feels like I'm never going to get to the top of this thing. It's never going to happen. Obviously, that's completely ridiculous, since it's going to be a 1-day hike or maybe a 2-day backpacking trip. But it feels like I'm never going to get there. But if you just take one step at a time, you just keep putting one foot in front of the other, it's amazing how quick you get there. And all of a sudden you're at the top, looking down, and you're saying, look what I did. Look what I accomplished. And you feel amazing about yourself. And you look down and you can say, I did that. I accomplished that. And how did you accomplish it? You did it by one step at a time. So to review, start off with your 5-year vision. What do you want your life to look like 5 years from today? Break it down to what you need to accomplish to be on course for that 5-year vision 1 year from today. From there, break it down to your number one goal. What is the one thing that's going to have the greatest impact towards reaching that 1-year vision? Then from there, break it down to your monthly milestone, break it down to your weekly action items, and then break it down to your daily steps. Take some time and do this exercise. Write these things out. This is going to take time. This isn't something you're going to do over the next few minutes. This is maybe an hour, maybe 2 hours. I don't know how long it's going to take. But give it the time that you need to really think about these things so everything is in alignment. And then all you need to think about every single day are what are the steps that I need to take today. The way to reach your goal is by reaching these small goals, by accomplishing your daily steps. And if you reach these steps, if you do these steps every single day, and as long as your goals and your vision and all of that is in alignment with each other, then all you need to do is do your daily steps and you will turn your dreams into your reality. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that you got great value out of it. If you did, then head over to yournumber1goal.com and get your free download of Your Number One Goal, a step-by-step guide to reach any goal of any size.